Hi guys, so a few days ago I got an exciting parcel arrive. As you can see on the label, it comes from Wizkids, and they do a variety of D&D sort of tabletop game stuff. And so this big box turned up with loads of goodies in it, and these, some sneak previews of their Frameworks figures, which are pretty awesome. They're not out for release just yet, but they will be soon. And they also sent me a variety of other bits and pieces to do with, well, making up dungeon floors and bits and pieces like that for Dungeons and Dragons. So yeah, I'm going to do a review of those later. But for the moment, I'm going to crack out the Frameworks boxes and assemble some figures and paint them, basically. So yeah, let's get cracking. I'm not sure the exact date these come out, but I will leave a link in the description of where you can find out more about these. Yeah, they've always done quite a variety of figures, but these are their first ones that come on Sprues. Yeah, and as you know, we all like Sprues on this channel. And the great thing with these ones is they come with a variety of options. So you can get like several heads, several arms, different weapons, all that kind of stuff, which is awesome. And obviously you take them out and then you assemble them, well, how you want really. So yeah, using the good old snips, snip them out. They will obviously come with a few little lines and bits and pieces on them, especially from the sprues. So it's just a case of getting your sharp blade and basically gently scraping over the top. Just keep repeating the process until obviously it's nice and smooth and flush. And then just repeat that process for all the other little bits and pieces that are on there. Obviously being careful because some of these parts are very small. So obviously take your time in snipping them. As you can see, this is obviously speeded up footage, so it looks like I'm doing it really quick. When obviously in reality I was taking my time and being nice and precise, making sure not to, well, basically cut the wrong bits off. Once all the bits have been cut and sort of trimmed and smoothed off, yeah, then it's the fun part of working out which sort of options you want to put on the guy. So obviously this is starting off with the orc. Obviously, as we all know, I love orcs. And yeah, there's several options for the weapons, for their heads. It's a variety of like backpack pieces. So yeah, it really is nice that you can sort of customize these quite well. So I'm going for a single sort of large sword and an axe in the other hand. Then be careful when gluing the bits together. As you'll soon see, the glue I'm using, it's a new one I've not used before, and it does come out rather fast. Hence the reason why it's kind of like dribbled down his chest. So yeah, be careful with the glue, not to obviously put too much on because you don't want to mess the thing up. So I think this orc looks pretty fantastic, to be honest. Nice and beefy, nice and chunky, couple of good weapons, and yeah, loads of bits and pieces left over. So I will be getting a little bits box, putting them all in. And then on to the next one, we've got an elf ranger. So I'm going to go through, assemble all of these, and then basically paint them sort of all together. And again, it comes with a variety of weapons, different bows, different hairstyles, heads. Yeah, really a good option, a variety of pieces there to make these sort of customizable exactly how you want. And so once you get a few of these, and you do get quite a few bits left over in the bits box, you could do a bit of a mix match of a variety of the figures sort of mixed together, which is, yeah, pretty awesome. So thanks again to Wizkids for sending these to me. So they're releasing them in different sort of batches. These are part of the first batch, and then there'll be sort of like a second, a third, and so on. And yeah, I can't wait to sort of try out all their figures. So I've primed them in grey. Basically, that's the colour I had. So yeah, they don't look too bad, and I've stuck them onto obviously a bit of cork with some blue tack on the top, just because I obviously want to paint these, but then I want to stick these back on the clear bases. So I'm using the D&D range of paints from Army Painter. I will be doing a separate video sort of showing more about these, although you might have seen these in a previous video anyway. So yeah, I've got a whole variety of D&D paints from Army Painter, and they are absolutely awesome. So obviously I will be using those to paint all these figures. I'm using a wet palette, also from Army Painter. And again, obviously this is great because obviously it keeps the paints wet so they last longer. And you can also use it to obviously help thin down the paint, which again is pretty cool. So yeah, I'm going with the green on this guy. I know generally the D&D sort of style orcs are more grey, but I think coming from the Warhammer sort of side of things, I do like green orcs. So yeah, my orc is going to be green. But again, these are obviously fantasy sort of creatures, so you can paint them whatever colour you wanted really. If you wanted a blue one, paint it blue. As mentioned before, I am going to kind of batch paint these, just because I find this works really well when you are doing sort of like several sort of figures. And this way, obviously, you can paint a bit of one, move on to the other, paint a bit of that, especially if they obviously contain the same colours as well. So as you can see, I'm going through painting anything that's going to be silver. I'm going to do that on all of them. And I think generally they have all got sort of weapons on them. Although for the cleric, I'm going to make his weapon copper, basically, because I think he's going to be, obviously he's a dwarf, so he's going to have a lot more sort of like copper sort of metal on him rather than shiny sort of steel. But yeah, I do find this way a lot easier to sort of paint a variety of miniatures together. And again, obviously you paint one, you put it to the side, go on to the next one. By the time you get back to the first one you painted, the paint's dried. So yeah, the army painter paints do seem to dry really quickly, really well. And yeah, I'm just really impressed by the colour range as well. So yeah, good old shout out to Army Painter, because again, they sent me some paints for me to use, which is awesome. I think having the decent paints and a decent paintbrush that I use now from Artiscapade certainly helps, obviously, with the painting, and certainly is making me enjoy this process a whole lot more. Yeah, I really am getting a lot of enjoyment now and satisfaction from painting. Anyway, we're going to have a quick little break, and I'm going to throw in a little cheeky ad. If you play tabletop games, then you're going to have loads of these. That's right, dice. Now these lovely things come in all kinds of shapes and sizes. From plastic ones, to metal ones, to gold ones, and to huge ones. All the ones I use can be bought from Easy Roller Dice, link in the description. But don't you just hate it when this happens? Too many dice innocently go off the edge of the table and under the sofa. If this has happened to you, then you need my face on a dice tray. So whether you're rolling just the one die, or several dice, or if you play a game where you use tons of dice, then you need to be rolling them on my face. So check out Easy Roller Dice, where you can find this great dice tray, all these varieties of dice, and use my code MINI15 to get 15% off your order. And who knows, rolling your dice on my face might give you that lucky roll. Click on the link below when the video finishes. Enough of that self-promotion, let's get back to the figures. And yeah, so they're all now basically painted, obviously the sort of like a base coat of the colours. And yeah, they don't look too bad, but obviously we can improve on that by adding in some washes. I'm using the Army Painter Quick Shades, and the great thing with these is they come in a variety of colours. So as well as obviously a light tone which you can use for everything, there's also like specific colours that I can use, as in the blues, the greens. There's loads of others as well, but obviously they're the only ones I need really for these ones. And again, I'm not too sure how I'm meant to use these quick shades, but I kind of just dip my brush in it. I do this because I feel if I did sort of pour this into a sort of like a plastic sort of palette kind of thing, basically whatever I didn't use, I would then sort of waste. And well, I'm the kind of guy who doesn't like wasting anything. So yeah, I make sure obviously the item that I'm painting is fully dried, so there's going to be no sort of paint getting onto the paintbrush to go into the wash. So yeah, I don't see why I just can't dip my brush straight in the wash. Yeah, there you go. So yeah, obviously I'm painting this guy fully in this thing. I knew when I first painted him white, he wouldn't stay white, as I kind of thought the white was a bit too sort of clean anyway. These are meant to be sort of heroes that have been through the wars and seen some action. So having him a bit sort of dirtied kind of seems the way to go. So yeah, with the Orc, obviously because his main body is green, I am making sure to use the green wash. Apologies every now and then that I don't hold him in the camera. Sometimes when I'm painting, I do find it difficult to get the camera position right, as in so I can still paint but see what I'm doing. So yeah, sometimes you might see me painting something and they just sort of slip out of the camera, basically because I kind of forget and I'm putting them in a position where I can see them. So yeah, instantly I'm loving the way this guy's looking. It's really sort of the definition in his stomach there is looking, well, almost as good as mine really. And yeah, his arms, yeah, he needs to go down the gym a bit more to sort of catch up with me, but he's not looking too bad at all. So yeah, this is the green wash. I think that looks rather well. And now to obviously go using the blue wash. And obviously, not surprisingly enough, I'm using the blue wash on blue. But I guess you could use the washes on whatever colour you wanted, and obviously they'll just give it that sort of like hint of a different colour over the top. But yeah, so I do love washes though. I really find they do make the figures sort of pop. Just because obviously when you put the colours on, they do look obviously rather flat. So yeah, adding the wash obviously improves them no end. So I'm sticking at just the wash over the top. I will eventually have a go at doing some sort of highlights on figures, but for the moment I enjoy what I'm doing. I like the way they look, and yeah, I'm definitely happy with how these come out. So now they are all done. It's a case of obviously pulling them off the blue tack, which is pretty simple because it's not too sticky. Cleaning up the bottom, which you can just do with your nail, and then once that's done, then obviously finishing in painting the extra little bits that obviously weren't painted because of the blue tack. And here again is that little bit about where I'm holding it so I can see it, forgetting it's in the camera, and then thinking, oh yeah, I need to move it up because obviously you guys can't see it. So there we go. So yeah, doing that on all of them, and then basically it's a case of gluing them to the see-through bases, really. And these bases are going to work really well when obviously I'm using these in a proper sort of D&D campaign to be able to see whatever sort of terrain is underneath them. And there we go. So there's the first of the 4 sort of figures. Yeah, fully sort of assembled, painted, stuck on the base, and basically ready to use. And yeah, I'm really pleased how they came out. Again, I am really enjoying the painting, and these figures are, say, pretty awesome. The fact you can sort of customize them so much. So yeah, go check these out, guys. Again, links in the description. Yeah, out soon. Okay, guys, I hope you enjoyed that and you found that informative. If you want to help out the channel, become a patron like these guys here. There's a link obviously coming up in a second. There's a link down in the description on how to become a patron and I say support the channel. And obviously thank you to all these sponsors down here who again help support the channel. If you are new here and you like what I do, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell as I do produce videos every week. And if you have any questions about sprues, sprue goo, or basically anything I make on this channel, leave them down below, as I'd like to know what you think about what I make and what I do. And say any questions at all, I will certainly answer them. Even if you just want to say hi, put hi in the chat and I'll say hi back. There's a couple more videos on my channel, give these a little click, see more of what I do. Don't forget, subscribe here, Patreon there. Okay guys, that's it. Bye for now.